So the items we need for this beret is we need a sequence fabric. I'm using scuba as the lining. You can use any lining of your choice, but to make it stand very well I want to use scuba. This is scuba fabric. Okay, that will be my lining. You can use any fabric you want, and this is the light wording, the light one, very light one. Okay, so the first thing I'll do, I'll use this wording to cut out all the things I need. So I'll use this wording as my pattern paper. I'll just go ahead and cut out. This is a standard measurement for beret. So just cut out 12 by 12 inches. That is 12 inches length and 12 inches of width. Okay. Then I'll cut it out. I will be cutting it into two. Okay. So after cutting it out, I'll fold it into four. The normal way that we cut our circle, 360 degrees peplum, the normal way you cut it. Okay. After folding it, just go ahead and measure 6 inches round. So this measurement is the standard measurement. So after which, I'll go ahead and join the lines. Now go ahead and cut it out. After which you open it up, you can see. So I'll just place it on the second one. Okay, after cutting it, then I'll use it to cut out for the each of them. I'll be cutting two of these. But if you don't want it to be too thick, you don't need to use scuba. You can use another fabric. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut out two pieces of this and two pieces of the sequence. So but before cutting it out, one of it I'll just have to fold it. For the opening, just go ahead and cut 2.5 inches. Okay, but if you have a bigger side of it, not normal side, you can just go ahead and make it 3 inches, because if you use 2.5, by the time you join it, okay, you will take half an inch, it will be 3 inches. But if you use 3 inches and cut, by the time you join it will be 3.5. So because it's a beret, you have to be careful in terms of amendment to avoid anything amendment. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark 2.5 inches round. I have to cut it out. Okay, and see. So we'll be cutting each of them. We'll cut one of these and one of this. Now, because of the thickness of scuba, I'll be cutting one for the top, that is scuba fabric. Then this one is a baby fabric. I will use it for the other circle, okay, just to make it not to be too thick. So the main upper side of the cap is having scuba. So it all depends on the thickness you want to achieve, okay. If you'd like it that way, you can just go ahead and cut all through using the thicker fabric. I guess this one is double of that one, so that's why I'm going for this. Then I'll fold it into four and trace out the opening. So I'll go ahead and cut out for the sequence fabric. Now I've cut out all the pieces, I'll go ahead and cut the opening for the sequence as well. When you are placing, make sure you place it, the double-sided one should face the double-sided one, okay, and the single side should be at single side. Now we have the circle, the sequence circle, the two circles, the scuba, and the second one, okay, then the light wording and the second one. Now I'll be putting all these three pieces together. So the first thing I'll do is to look for the right side of the scuba fabric. This is the rough side. If you touch it, you know that if you feel it, one side is smoother while one and the other side is rough. So from the rough side, you turn it. This is the smooth side. Now this is for the scuba, but because of the thickness, I may not use it. So I went ahead to cut out this light one, okay, because I needed a lining. I don't want it to be too thick. This is half of this. So, but if you're not using lining, like if you're not using this, because of this, I really need lining for it. But if you're not using this, you can just go ahead and cut out the scuba fabric all through, okay. So if you are using scuba, you don't need this, but if you are using this, you need scuba, okay. If you are using this, you don't need to use scuba, you need only the scuba and the lining, okay. If you're not using this, just go ahead and sew with your scuba because this is already thick and it will give you that standing effect. But for me to achieve really what I want, I need this, okay, but this is thicker, so I'll be using a baby fabric which is double of the scuba fabric. So I have it here. One I will use as the lining for the sequence. This is how I'll be placing it, okay. So to start sewing, the first thing how we place it, you first of all place your sequence, okay, then place this. Make sure you use the shiny parts. The shiny part should face the fabric like so. So the sequence should be the down parts all through. Should be at the down part. While the wording at the top, okay. Then you turn it to the right side, then go ahead and place it like so. But you have to use your pin and secure it very well to avoid any of them shifting. It's very important you use your office pin to secure it. So the first layer we'll be sewing will be the sequence. Now I've put everything together. Now I'll go to my sewing machine now and sew round with half an inch. Okay, so I've used my pin to hold it very well. So I'll go ahead and use half an inch following this line, just half an inch. Okay, just go ahead and sew through these lines. You can see it very well. So make sure the edges are aligned. Just go ahead and sew through. Then this is for the lining. You have to just place it the same way, right side facing each other. This right side facing each other. Our sway, close it up at this round place, leaving the tip open because we'll be joining it with this exactly. So while sewing it, make sure that all the edges are aligned. Okay, so I'll go to my sewing machine now and join it round. I've already shown you the line that will follow. Then I'll swell, use half an inch and join this. After which I show you the next thing we'll be doing. Now I will sew it round, after which I will then add the lining. While you are sewing, make sure the edges are aligned. So after sewing this, I'll go ahead and notch it round. While notching, you have to be careful. So after notching it, I'll go ahead and turn it to the right side. So the next thing, I'll keep it aside and sew the lining the same way, the right side facing each other. Then I'll sew it round. So I'll go ahead and notch it round as well. Okay, I'll go ahead and turn it to the right side. I don't need to turn it out to the right side. I'll just go ahead and place it on the cap, round the cap. You can see. Now I don't want to pipe it differently at the head side, that is the circumference of the head. So what I'll do now is to I'll place the lining like so. I'll turn it the right side and I have to put this the wrong side. I have to place it inside the cap. Okay, you can see how I did it. So I'll now sew the edges round, but I'll open like 1.5 inches where I'll turn it inside out. You can see why I did it like this, so that by the time we turn it, the lining should be like so. Okay, it's supposed to be like this. What I did, I placed the lining inside. You can see, because we're gonna turn it out to the right side after sewing. So the right side of the lining, you can see how it is facing up, while the wrong side is facing the sequence fabric. Okay, so I'll go ahead and sew through round the head circumference, that is this round part. I'll go ahead and sew through it, then leaving 1.5 inches where I will turn it inside out. So the wrong side is the right side of the lining is facing the right side of the sequence, you can see. So we're going to sew now. So by the time we turn it, each of them will be facing the right side. Now at this point, I'll go ahead and trim off the excess thread round before I turn it to the right side of the barrette. Okay, so I left space for turning it out. I'll go ahead, turn it out. Turn it out to the right side. The next thing I'll do now is to top stitch. Okay, I'll first of all close it up here. I have to top stitch it slightly so that it will not be too obvious. Okay, so I'll go ahead. So I'll go ahead and top stitch. I'll make sure I push down the lining. So make sure that the lining did not cross to the other side. Drag it very well. So we are actually done with the beret. So I'll go ahead and show you the picture of how it looks on my doll hair. So you can see how it looks. This is reversible beret. You can actually use it like this if you don't want the sequence side, and you can actually turn it to the sequence side. You can see. So now for that small thing that used to be at the middle point of the beret, so we have to construct it as well. So I just have to use small pieces of fabric. You don't need to be lengthy, just small. You just fold it in like so, then top stitch. Okay. So this length is actually okay. After top stitching, just have to fold it, flatten it. This is actually okay. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Then it has to be at the middle of the cap. You can see this is optional. If you want, you can put it. If you don't want, you can just leave it as well. Okay. Just use your needle and thread and tack it. So guys, after sewing, this is how it looks. You can see the beret. So beautiful. You can as well attach. I didn't attach the design, that long design, so I can attach it later, or if you want you can leave it like this. It's still okay. You can see. So I hope this video is helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up, share to your friends. Keep watching for more styles, and bye until I see my next video. Bye.